Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you yet another episode of my brand new Comics Haul series. Every week when I go to my local comic shop and pick up all the new books I'm going to be getting this week, I just show you guys what I got and tell you a little bit about them. This week I want to try something a little bit different though. I feel like this series needs a little something to spice it up, so what I'm thinking is that we can hand out awards to different issues. So obviously I don't actually read these issues before I film these videos. I just show you guys what I got and then sometimes put out individual reviews of the actual issues. But I'm thinking I could do awards like Best Creative Team this week, or which issue I'm the most anticipated for. But definitely let me know down in the comment section below if you have any other like awards that I could hand out to issues, just like that. You know, you get the gist of it. So let's get right into it. I've got 2 awards to hand out today. So let's pull these comics right out of the bag, and of course we gotta get the bag out of the way. Alright, now that that's fully over with, let's get right into the stack. So I've got 1 issue from Image this week, and it's a very important issue, Spawn's Universe #1. And this one, I'm giving the award my most anticipated issue of the week. This is definitely one of the awards that I want to give out every single week. I'm sure this is the one you guys were the most excited for, also at least a few of you at least, because Spawn's Universe has been announced a long time ago. It's something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. After I saw the announcement, I decided to actually start getting into the Spawn comic, so I've been getting the regular Spawn ongoing series for a few issues at this point, and I was reading some of the original Spawn series digitally, but yeah, I cannot wait to dip into this. But of course, Spawn, a famous character created by Todd McFarlane, from Image Comics in the 90s when it was first founded, and now Todd McFarlane has decided to expand. In an interview that he did, I was reading in the back of a Spawn issue, he was talking about how he wanted to do this the whole time. He's always wanted to do this. He's wanted to expand and have all of these different plot threads, all of these different series that all correspond with each other, just like Marvel and DC have. So this Spawn's Universe issue #1 that was just a one-shot, written by Todd McFarlane with most of the art done by Jim Chung, but I've heard there's also a few backup stories following other Hellspawn. So Spawn's Universe is going to be expanding into a bunch of new ongoing series. There's going to be a medieval Spawn series, Gunslinger Spawn, and a team book called The Scorched, which I guess will have a bunch of the different Hellspawn on it. So I can't wait to see what they do with this. This is a huge issue. I was counting them up. I think you get like over 50 pages of actual comic in this, so it's definitely worth the price, even though it is kind of a pricey issue. Can't wait to read this one. That's Spawn's Universe #1, my most anticipated issue of the week. Alright, next up, here's my Hellfire Gala segment of the week. Every week of the Hellfire Gala, of course, I've been showing you guys these issues, and I've also been putting out a series every week where I review all of the individual issues that have come out that are tied into the Hellfire Gala. So definitely look out for that video, which will be coming out tomorrow. I'll be doing that review. Normally, I'd also be doing a review of Spawn's Universe #1. That's the type of issue I usually do reviews for, but I've been kind of busy with a few things, one of them being a project that I'm working on for this channel, which I'll be announcing very soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. But let's get right into it. So we have 3 different issues this week. I'm going over them in order of how you're supposed to read them on the checklist as usual. First one here is Wolverine #13. So you can see on the cover there, this is Wolverine fighting Deadpool. We also saw Deadpool kind of crashing the Hellfire Gala. He's uninvited in the X-Force issue, and this Wolverine one is supposed to be a direct follow-up to the X-Force issue. Of course, it's not one of the more important issues of Hellfire Gala. They've made it very clear on the official checklist which issues you actually need to read. Those are highlighted in red, and there's only 4 of them in total. The next one is one of them, but I have been getting every issue of the Hellfire Gala. It's mostly surprised me in a good way for the most part, but I have been having to get a lot of random issues of ongoing series that I wouldn't normally get, and it's seeming like most of these series just don't even tie into the Hellfire Gala that much. They just use the gala as a setting to progress a bunch of plot threads that are going on in that ongoing series. Alright, and then next up for Hellfire Gala this week, I've got Sword issue #6. So like I was saying, this is actually one of the ones you are supposed to get. It's one of the most important ones, which are highlighted in red on the official Hellfire Gala checklist, and I think I know why this one is. Partly, we got a great creative team on this one. I'm not giving it Greatest Creative Team of the Week award, though. That'll be saved for later issue here. But it's written by Al Ewing with art by Valerio Schiti. I think the reason that this one is so important is because it's going to be having to do with the Rocco and that whole Mars situation that we saw in Planet-Sized X-Men issue #1 last week. Huge spoilers for that issue. Definitely pause the video if you don't want to get spoiled, because that was a huge announcement that happened in that last issue. But in Planet-Sized X-Men issue #1, we got the reveal that the mutants of Arakko and Krakoa, these 2 separate mutant islands who were separated separated at the beginning of their history. They've reunited on Krakoa, and ever since then, the world has had, like millions of new mutants suddenly on Earth. They don't have the resources to accommodate all of these random new mutants who have just arrived out of nowhere. So the mutants of Arakko and Krakoa have teamed up to make Mars a livable environment. They've changed the atmosphere. They've changed the oxygen levels so that everything is livable for the mutants of Arakko. And now the Arakko mutants are fully moved into Mars. And we also saw that there's another sword station that has been just put up above the Mars planet, orbiting it. So my guess is that this sword issue is going to be following the sword team trying to figure out how they're going to deal with two different stations at this point. One on Earth and one on Mars, trying to protect two planets. And finally, for Hellfire Gala this week, this is probably one of the ones I'm the least excited for, to be completely honest, but it's Wave X issue number 3. My best guess is that this one is also just using the Hellfire Gala as a setting, but really just progressing the ongoing plot threads of this series. I've heard some good things, some bad things about it, so I really don't know what to expect, but at least Nightcrawler, who's supposed to be the main character of this comic, is a favorite character of mine, so I'm excited to finally read another X-Men comic with him. But from what I know, I think Wave X is about this mutant religion that Nightcrawler is setting up. Of course, a lot of different countries and nations have religions of their own that are mostly practiced in that country, so it only makes sense that Nightcrawler would start his own Krakoan religion. So I have some faith that I will enjoy this issue. We'll see how it is. That's Wave X number 3. And next up, this is the one I'm giving my greatest creative team of the week to. Heroes Return, issue number 1. The big finale to the Heroes Reborn event, and we've got Jason Aaron on writing, one of my favorite writers of the Mighty Thor series. He's been doing a good job on some of his Avengers arcs, and then on art, Ed McGuinness. So they did a really good job on the first issue of Heroes Reborn, which was kind of just the start, and now this is the bookend, of course, with the big finale of the Squadron Supreme and the Avengers finally battling, because in this world of Heroes Reborn in which the Avengers never existed, all of these former, these Avengers who were Avengers in the regular Marvel Universe are living their own lives now, and Captain America and Blade have been going along trying to get everyone to remember the old world. We got the reveal for how it was even changed in the first place in the last issue. I won't get into spoilers, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you've been reading Heroes Reborn. So I can't wait to see how they're able to wrap up this series. I'm also excited to connect all of these covers. The first 4 issues had a big connecting splash page cover, and the last 4 as well. So it's been honestly really good, surprisingly good. I've really enjoyed Heroes Reborn because I had pretty low hopes for it since I hadn't been enjoying Avengers that much before then. So I can't wait to read the big finale when Heroes Return number 1, the greatest creative team of the week in my opinion. And next up is a new miniseries spinning out of the pages of Immortal Hulk. It's Gamma Flight number 1. Feels like this was announced such a long time ago. A Gamma Flight solo series just doesn't sound like the most appealing thing, but of course I've been liking Immortal Hulk a lot, and that's finally wrapping up. So this is just a 5-issue miniseries. It's at least slated to be 5 issues, but I wouldn't be surprised if it sold well and then they expanded it into ongoing. It's written by Al Ewing and Crystal Frazier with art by Lan Medina though, so it's good to see Ewing is at least co-writing this. To be honest, I haven't read any of Crystal Frazier's work, but as long as Ewing is helping out, I'm sure it's going to be a decent miniseries. And from what I've heard, this just has to deal with the Gamma Flight, keeping track of gamma radiation. It's in the name, they're Gamma Flight, they're the protectors of, the world from gamma. And we've got a bunch of great characters on this team, with the Absorbing Man, Doc Sasquatch, Puck, and they've been great supporting members of the Immortal Hulk series. I've heard Al Ewing saying in Immortal Hulk, letters page that these characters really just needed their own place to shine, their own miniseries. I'm really excited to give this one a try because I just don't know what to expect of it. Maybe that should be an award, randomly excited, or I don't know what the word would be for that, but just an issue that I'm suddenly curious about, an issue you don't know actually anything about, so you're excited to try it out. I don't know, let me know if you think that would be a good award. But that's Gamma Flight number 1. And next up this week from Marvel Comics, I've got the Fantastic Four Life Story, issue number 2. This issue is following the 70s, that entire decade. The idea behind these Life Story miniseries is that it's what if these heroes had aged in real time. Time is kind of a confusing thing in Marvel Comics. They've never explained exactly how it works because, Spider-Man, Peter Parker was created in the early 1960s, and now it's 2020. If he had aged in real time along with the rest of us, he'd be dead by now. But instead, he's only like 25 when he started as 15. So that's a really interesting thing, and I really like this idea. Of course, Spider-Man Life Story was the first miniseries that started this all. That was written by Chip Zdarsky and Mark Bagley, and that was probably one of my favorite Spider-Man comics that has ever been published. But now they're finally, after like a year after Spider-Man Life Story, they're deciding to continue this trend with the Fantastic Four. And the first issue was decent, to be honest. I did want to continue with it, though, because I've been loving all of the Fantastic Four stuff that Marvel has been putting out lately. It's written by Mark Russell with art by Sean Isaacs. I'm excited to see where they go with this, because the first issue really, I think my main problem with it was that nothing different happened. It was like pretty much the exact same as the actual Marvel comics. There were some tweaks and differences that they made, but no like huge twists or anything. So that's what I'm expecting from this issue. I don't know if it's going to take them a while to actually do some crazy stuff that's different from regular Marvel continuity, but all the same, I'm excited to give this one a shot. That's Fantastic Four Life Story number 2. And then the second to last issue that I picked up this week was Guardians of the Galaxy number 15. Another Al Ewing issue this week. We've got 2 from him from Marvel Comics. And the art on this one is by Juan Frigeri. So this is the issue before The Last Annihilation. Like I was saying earlier with that Sword issue, Al Ewing is putting out this big, like, cosmic spanning, Annihilation event. And we haven't actually gotten the villain for that event announced yet. I've heard that that happens in this issue, and to be honest, I have looked inside and found out who it is. I won't tell you guys, though, because we can't get into spoilers in the week that this issue comes out. And if I'm being completely honest, Guardians has been kind of a hard sell for me. It's not my favorite series. Something about the colors, just I don't like the colors for some reason. I've talked about this with people. For some reason, the colors just, I'm not enjoying them. But I think that the Last Annihilation could be a really cool series. I'd probably be dropping this if that weren't coming up, but I really want to give that event a try. I've also heard that in this one, based on the description, the Guardians team is meeting up with the Sword Station team, and there's also going to be a sword tie-in to Last Annihilation. So yeah, that first month, next month, they're doing a Guardians tie-in, a sword tie-in. They're going to be doing some extra one-shots with like Cable and stuff. So I can't wait to see what this whole Last Annihilation event is all about and how they lead into it, who that new villain is. So that's Guardians of the Galaxy number 15. And then for my final issue of the week, this is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 69. So I just recorded a video talking about what the next creative team on the Amazing Spider-Man series is going to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to post that after Comic Call or before it, but definitely check out that video if you haven't already. And yeah, we got the announcement that Nick Spencer was ending his run just a couple days ago, and now we've gotten the announcement of the new run. And basically they're going to be putting it out 3 times a month, so a lot more often than it is right now. And it's going to have 4 different writers on it. We've also heard that Ben Reilly is going to like be the new Spider-Man almost, or that he's at least going to make his return and be a big part of the Amazing Spider-Man series again. Of course, Spider-Man's clone in that big Clone Saga story arc from the 90s. But right now we've got Nick Spencer's one continuing. It's ending with issue 74, but we've got some really big stuff going on up until then. Right now, everything is leading into Sinister War, which is Nick Spencer's huge finale to his 3-year Amazing Spider-Man run. It's going to be branching off into a fully different mini-series, and it's going to be following Doc Ock and some other classic Spidey villains. I'm honestly probably more excited for that than the Spider-Man relaunch right now, and it seems so sudden that Nick Spencer is going to be ending his run. I've been enjoying these issues a lot more than I did at certain parts in his run, and I was kind of sad to see that he's going to be ending it, although I think it will be cool to see a fresh take on the Amazing Spider-Man series when the new writers come on. So that's Amazing Spider-Man number 69. Alright, well that's every single one of the brand new issues that I picked up this week. I want to know what you guys got though. Let me know down in the comment section below which issue you were the most excited for, and let me know any awards that you can think of that I can give to these issues. I just thought it'd be a cool thing to try out, but yeah, definitely let me know. So if you did enjoy this video at all, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It's the big red button which is sitting right below this video. You can also hit the notifications bell which is sitting right next to it. You'll be notified every single time I post a new video if you don't want to miss any. So that's everything from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye, guys.